Alex Ovechkin came into this game tied with Wayne Gretzky for the all-time goal record. And in a matinee matchup between the Washington Capitals and the New York Islanders, the entire hockey world was watching. This game didn't just mean something for the Caps also. For New York, it was a very important matchup considering they're still battling for the last wildcard spot in the East. Fun fact going into this one, Ilya Sorokin has never been scored on by Alex Ovechkin in his career, and we're all business from the start. Ovi, off the bus right away, says, "Get this tie off of me, we're ready to go." Tickets were at least going for $1,000 USD for this game, and fans were hoping that they got their money's worth. So, Ovi kicks it off. 3 minutes in, he turns in a tippy Longstockings right in front. Glorious chance. Sorokin says no. Stops that. Then 5 minutes in, the Islanders start to buzz. Holmstrom around the world sees Bo Horvat coming in, and he Barry Manilows. It's a 1-0 game. And just like that, the Caps are behind. Now, like I said, this game means everything for the Islanders trying to make it into the dance, and they follow it right up. 2-on-1, Islanders have the Caps sleeping at the wheel and make it a 2-0 game early. You could tell early on that the energy of the moment had the Caps with spaghetti legs. Couple of mistakes, slow in execution, just uncharacteristic things from one of the best teams in the NHL, but Tom Wilson's trying to drag the boys in it. Rips the fishbowl right off of Pajot and lets them know what's up. We go into the second with Ovi and the Caps down by 2. So they start to come out with a little more jump. Ovi smells blood in the water. Little delayed play at the blue line. He's going to use all 240 pounds to beat Horvat to the net. And oh my, so close yet so far. Then the worst thing for the Islanders happens. Casey Cizikas, 200 feet away from the net, takes a penalty, and he knows it. He shoots the puck down the ice in disgust, get in the box, pal, and gear up for what may be the longest penalty of your life. The Islanders' PK is one of the worst in the league, ranking 29th, and Ovi, as we all know from his office, has been hammering one home for years. So a little bit of strategy and insight here into the Caps' philosophy on the power play. Now, the penalty killers are always trying to take away the Ovi one-timer. I mean, we've seen for years how many times that he's torched teams from that very spot. So Ovi and the Caps have adjusted by working on finding Ovi for a quick shot option on the entry before everyone can set up. We actually saw it with the record tying goal as Strome entered the zone, draws in 2 defenders, and it ends up creating a mini 2v1 for Ovi to tie the record. So fast forward to today, Alex Ovechkin is going to slowly anchor at the line while Strome, Chychrun, and Wilson all enter the zone with speed. Now, Strome's job on the entry is to beat the initial wave of the penalty killers, and he does that with a slick pass to Tom Wilson, who picks it up with a ton of speed. Now, because Strome hits Wilson in full stride, the Islanders' PK is behind and playing catch-up to try and get in their diamond formation. As soon as Ovi sees that entry, he starts pumping his legs like a piston to get open in that high slot. Wilson goes cross-ice with a saucer pass from Mars. It's behind, but Ovi's touch is flawless. The catch and release, and it's history. Goal number 895, Ovi with the Superman belly dive into greatness. It is picture perfect. He just loves that celly too, eh? First, he used it while he's celebrating his cup championship in a fountain, and now to become the greatest goal scorer of all time. What a moment and what a time to be alive to witness hockey history. The game then pauses to celebrate something that we all thought was impossible. The Islanders show pure class coming over to congratulate Ovi, despite there still being a game to be played with their playoff lives on the line. And Ovi even chuckles to Sorokin after like, "Yeah, I got you, buddy." The great one passes on the torch with some nice words, shakes Ovi's hand, and the spotlight is his. Fans, teammates, and family all get their love from Ovi, and the great chase is now over. What a journey and what a moment, but there's still a game to be played, and you got Ovi and Strome watching the goal back on the iPad, but the Caps are still down by 1. Not only was this the definition of a legacy game for Ovi, but it was also apparently one for Mark Gacko. He comes out a few minutes after the ceremony and gets his second of the game. The Islanders go up 3-1 and don't look back from there. They squeak one out in the third and somewhat spoil the party, but not really. Ovi is the greatest goal scorer of all time, and he now sits all alone statistically. One crazy stat about this entire thing is that today marks the anniversary of the Caps winning the lottery to draft Alexander Ovechkin. And even crazier was that the Penguins had the highest odds to win it. Full-on Matrix moment, and aside from this game, this season we've seen an evolution of Ovechkin's style. In case you were maybe too young or forget, Prime Ovechkin was an absolute beast. The definition of the full package that could hit, skate, shoot, and walk you like a dog if you weren't paying attention. At his best, his raw power and speed overwhelmed opponents. But as age caught up to him, the production started to dip a bit, as we saw last year with his worst statistical season of his career. However, the Caps retool as an entire team helped Ovi revitalize his game. We broke this down on the channel before, but the team speed and north-south style of the Caps has opened up all kinds of space for Ovi to do damage above the fold. And what that means is that Ovi knows that he can't blow by players with speed anymore. But as Washington's team speed going north drives defenses back, he's almost always finding these soft areas off the rush as Washington pulls up and makes a lateral play. In the zone, Ovechkin has adapted with the times to stay one of the league's most lethal goal scorers in the game. In his prime, Ovi had the size and speed to bulldoze players as the F1. However, Father Time has gotten to the legs, and this season, he's done his damage as the F2 or F3 off a cycle or forecheck opportunity. This is where his teammates like Dylan Strome and Alexei Protas come in handy when it comes to winning battles off the wall and getting Ovi the puck in space. Like all the greats, they find a way to evolve their game with the times. And even though this man broke his leg mid-season, the Caps' adjustments have allowed him to excel under the modern speed and youth of the NHL game. Now, what's next for Ovi? We're all about to find out. The Caps are one of, if not one of the best teams in the NHL heading into the playoffs. Now, whether or not this energy translates into the postseason remains to be seen. But one thing's for certain. With this team, Ovechkin has one more solid chance at winning his second Stanley Cup. And if he does, he could solidify one of the most iconic individual seasons of hockey that we've ever seen. So drop your thoughts down below and let us know if you think anyone will eventually beat Ovechkin's record. Our weekly recap will just be dropping on Monday instead of Sunday, as it was packed with this moment and a ton of other important games too, so stay tuned for that. And hit that subscribe button to help us hit 250,000 subscribers before the NHL playoffs. We're going to have daily breakdowns or recaps of the entire postseason, so make sure you don't miss out.